Hello,
Okay.
welcome to Two Dudes Drinking Beer. My name is Josh.
I'm Alec.
This is the one-stop shop for all of your fucking bullshit.
Yeah, grab a beer and hang out with us. Got nothing to follow up with that.
It's the one-stop shop, man. We talk about literally anything and everything except...
One thing I want to bring up real quick is Michelob Ultra. We're drinking Michelob Ultra today. Is Michelob Ultra an American beer?
Is it? Oh, I thought you said it is. Yes.
Okay, so I wanna test a theory right now.
It's made by the same people who make Bud Light.
Then I learned something. Every American beer is a twist off.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Fun facts.
Well,
I just learned that. Because they don't care about the youngins needing a bottle opener.
I would say every major domestic beer. Not just every American beer. Because Samuel Adams is an American beer, and it's not twist off.
All right.
So your theory is debunked.
Well, I just, as far as major American beers, it's like Michelob Ultra,
Thank you guys for being here with us.
Bud Light.
I'm going to get this over with before the end of the show. If you're listening, we're a fucking 2 minutes in. Ideally, that's before our drop off. That's before we lose you guys. Please share this podcast. Tell your friends. Tell your family. Don't tell your older family. They might not like it. Tell that cool aunt or drunk uncle. They'll definitely love it.
Because we are the cool aunts and drunk uncles.
Especially if they're a little bit racist, but not a lot of bit racist. We like to push the envelope.
What are you setting us up for today, man?
I got a goodie. I have actually...
I'm so scared.
The first thing I actually want to talk about is I saw a tweet when I was...
oh, man. We're just getting right into it today.
In the parking lot. I went back to work today.
In the parking lot?
I was in the parking lot and I saw a tweet. It was on Instagram. It was a tweet. The share of
information. A tweet on Instagram?
Yeah. Like a picture of a tweet.
Gotcha.
And it was someone who was asking about, is there a 23andMe that is trans friendly? Because their friend took a 23andMe. They were a man.
It's like, you gay.
And transitioned to a female, but they saw that they had it said it was calling them a man in the test because they have that chromosome.
Mm.
And they were like, is there a trans friendly version because it's making my friend upset and feel unvalidated?
Insert philosophy chart here. I don't know, man. I think that's a slippery slope. I think it is. Here, cheers before we get canceled.
I mean, the whole point of 23andMe is a scientific test to tell you about yourself, your biology.
Biologically.
And where you come from.
Biologically.
Yes.
And I think we're all biologically born as male gender or female gender.
So if you happen to be a male transition to female and you take a test that tells you that you are indeed a male, don't get upset at it.
Well, you can't say, tell me I'm a gender that is different how I identify, when realistically it's a test.
That's your whole ass chromosome.
Yeah.
That's what it says.
I basically kind of see this as like Jamie and Adam Savage from Mythbusters, right? So I think everyone's either a Jamie or an Adam, okay? You could either be the person who looks at the world through ones and twos, or you can be a person who looks at the world through
colors
and a little bit more emotional. What up? But I think...
Can I be Adam?
Jamie would never say that. How dare you? Stay in character on camera.
I'm wearing contacts, and I keep wanting to push up my glasses. Continue.
You're not wearing glasses,
I know.
Lieutenant Dan.
I know, but I keep going to push up my glasses that aren't there.
So if anyone's concerned, it's not a twitch or a tick. He just is missing a chromosome.
Hey.
Hey.
Not cool.
And I don't... It's you can't really say it's making me feel invalidated, because to change that would invalidate the test results, right? I mean, there's so many...
The person said their friend was upset and not feeling welcome.
Is it real though? Because I feel like
I don't know, dude. It's a tweet on Instagram.
out of the people who I know who are trans or transitioning or transitioned, they don't seem to have that extreme of a view to where like I could sit down with them and if we talked about it, they'd be like, they'd probably take the stance Darian would take. They're like, that's valid. I get that. But there are some things that just can't be done or changed.
Some people are too sensitive. Get your feelings hurt too easy.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a truth, but yeah, I don't even know.
I mean, when it comes down to the science, like,
I just wouldn't know how to respond to that. Like, imagine working for McDonald's and being like, "Hi, can I get a Whopper?" And you're like, "The closest thing we have is a Big Mac," and that's like, "Oh, that hurts my feelings." Well,
go fuck yourself.
I don't know what to tell you. We don't
take your feelings and shove them up your ass.
We don't serve Whoppers. We serve Big Macs, and you know, at the end of the day, yeah, they're all just cheeseburgers.
I actually had a lady.
Genitals are just cheeseburgers.
Disgusting cheeseburgers. I had a lady come into my drive-thru and ask me for a Whopper before, and I was like, "Yeah, we don't have those." She's like, "Well, what do you have?" And I was like,
"Oh, we have a menu you can fucking read."
I was like, "Lady, are you serious? Like, I have Big Mac, a quarter pounder."
You've never been to a McDonald's? You never heard?
Well, I want a Whopper
of McDonald's.
So okay, well, we don't fucking have that. Closest one is in Agora or Camarillo. Take a pick.
Yeah, I mean, it's really just like imagine going there and just being like, "I want a hot dog and some nachos." It's like, try a Dodger game next time. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. Like you showed up, you paid money for a product. The product was given to you as it were, and you say, "Nope." Doesn't really make much sense. Imagine if we ordered these microphones and we got the wrong microphones. Understandably, we're upset, right? But you gotta understand, like, we ordered a certain microphone. We didn't order a Whopper or a Big Mac. We went to the Shure website and ordered Shure microphones. If we got like an Audio-Technica microphone, that would just be confusing as fuck. But that could basically never happen. If you went onto the Shure website, ordered a Shure microphone, what are the chances they send you an Audio-Technica product?
0.
That's my point.
Cool. So the point is, this person should not have gotten upset. Really?
Well, like you said, man, it's like, does feeling invalidate the science of it?
No.
It doesn't change their ancestry. It doesn't change where they came from.
No, it's just a scientific test, and science doesn't care about your feelings.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like and that's the thing too. Like, I'm also watching the show right now called How the Universe Works.
Hairy black holes.
Hairy black holes. Exactly. I posted that today. And basically, it's like these people who are just like, you see some Jamies, you see some Adams, but for the most part, they're just like, look, this science doesn't give a fuck. It's like, it's a cruel, cruel world. And like every day, like stars explode to an unfathomable amount of mass and gas. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, every day stars explode. Stars being plural.
Yeah.
As many as you can fathom.
An infinitesimal amount.
Yeah. And the universe doesn't give a fuck about your feelings or this or that. It's like the universe is going to universe. And you can feel one way or another about it, but like realistically, try to feel those ways, but also survive.
Science is going to keep on moving.
Mm-hmm. It ain't going to stop for you.
It's going to leave you
behind. Is
behind.
this window open?
I think so.
I'm going to close this window.
Brace for impact.
Oh, yes. That's an open boy.
That wasn't that loud.
Nah, it's not that bad. I just keep hearing cars and children whizzing by.
Fuck those kids.
Hey, fuck them
kids, bro.
Hey, fuck them kids. Little Yachty, little boat.
Little boat.
Should I read something off of...
Don't just fucking say that. Try to segue into it.
All right, man. Look, this is my second time...
Actually using the notes?
So, do you want me to play your little game or not?
I don't want you to be like...
I didn't.
Today we're going to talk about this, that, and the other thing.
Look, man.
Thank you.
Look, it was less... It's already more scripted than I feel it should be, so...
Actually, a funny thing, you were talking about, you brought up the Dodgers just because of nachos, go to a Dodgers game.
Mm-hmm.
I saw another tweet. I haven't verified this news, but so the NFL is a sport. It ideally should be coming back in August, depending on how shit goes. Do you know who the top paid?
Tom Brady.
No, it's Patrick Mahomes. 400 million.
No.
Yeah.
Isn't he like kind of a rookie still?
It's like his second or third year.
Yeah, that's kind of a rookie still.
He just fucking won. They won the Super Bowl.
400 million?
400 million.
How many years?
I don't know. I still need to check up on it, but I saw Tyrann Mathieu is a safety that I follow on Twitter.
Yeah.
He used to play for Arizona and then went to Baltimore and then went to Kansas City. And he said, damn, my locker is now across from the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. And then I went in the reply tweets and was like...
You know what would feel better? Being the center who has the $400 million hands on your coochie for 3 hours a day. Hike!
Right on your fucking...
That would feel...
On your grundle.
Just grazing the grundle. That's who they should have interviewed. How does it feel to have $400 million hands on your taint for 3 hours a day, not including practice?
Yes, sir. He touched me inappropriately on the field.
Oh, man.
Give me half.
I would love to see that court day.
That's just like a stupid amount of money. Do you think that there should be a cap on how much sports players should be paid? Because they make a ridiculous amount of money, and the industry is huge.
That's a great question.
Sports bring in a shit ton of money, and these players make hundreds of millions of dollars, that's almost $500 million over the course of X amount of years of contract.
That's a great question. Thanks for asking.
Are you gonna answer?
No, it was the running back. Anyway, so here's how I feel. I really don't. I think that's the thing about the free market, and I've talked about this with some people. You can't put a cap on it, and that's the crazy thing, right? So, let's say Patrick Mahomes was like, "Yeah, I'll sign for $400 million," and then somebody else was like, "I'll pay you $500 million," and he was like, "How are you gonna turn that down?" Ooh, that's some garlicky borps.
I blew that right towards you.
I know.
Sorry.
It's all good. So that immediately creates the competition, right? If you put a cap on that, saying 400 million is the peak, every team offers him 400 million. I mean, that's not competition. That's just...
I get that part. Like,
because the market's going to decide, right? If
one dude's not going to change your whole team to be a winning team.
They obviously think... They're obviously willing to bet $400 million that he is.
I guess.
Sorry. That's just the fact of it.
I'm a couch quarterback.
But basically, that's what he's worth, because if they weren't paying him that, somebody would pay him more or less. You know what I'm saying? Like, they had to pay $400 million to keep him, essentially.
It's also because they fucking won.
No doubt, because he won, but
that helped a lot.
But that's the thing. Like, it's the same thing. Like, if you get a hit record, all of a sudden you are worth millions of dollars if you get a number one spot.
Yeah, little baby charging $100,000 for a feature.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it is. So
that's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money. But I mean, it's just a matter of if someone calls you and says, "Hey, do this feature," and let's say I called him and I was like, "Hey, do a feature," and he was like, "How much money?" And I was like, "I got $50 in my wallet right now," and he did that for $50, and Lil Baby gets, let's just say, 25 million plays to that. I make all the money. He made $50 off of it.
Sweet.
So that's the question of knowing your value, knowing your worth, is like, what are you gonna attract to it? And Mahomes is probably, they probably did the math to where it's like, look, if we pay him $400 million, we'll make $400 million. So we'll make $1 trillion, or we'll make $1 billion in jersey sales. So
Probably.
that'll pay his shit just because it has our team or city logo on it.
And they charge fucking goddamn
And they charge $80 to $90 a fucking no, it's like way more. It's like
$30 for a beer.
Yeah.
Assuming they play in the stadiums and allow guests
Yeah.
in.
But clearly
spectators.
that money's still there.
Yeah, for the season that might not even happen.
So good for them, but I think no, you shouldn't put a cap on it because no, I don't think you could put a cap on it. I think it is capless. No cap. Hot take. Speaking of sports, I wanted to bring this up. I was watching a YouTube video a few days ago, and
What was it about?
it was about a chess player.
Okay.
And this chess player ended up winning some championship. And chess is labeled as a game, not a sport.
Yeah, it's a board game.
How can chess be labeled as a game and eSports be labeled as a sport?
I would consider competitive chess a sport as well. I mean, chess itself, and I'm
Gang shit.
I'm wearing an eSports jersey right now. Completely coincidental that we're talking about eSports, and I happen to be wearing my jersey. I wanted to wear this after last podcast. I was like, I want to wear this on the next one. And we're just happen to be talking about eSports. That's crazy. But I think they're both games, and I think they can be competitive, so you can turn them into a sport.
What qualifies it as a sport, though? Because I think chess is far more sport-worthy of the title. Because I think it's way more brain power, like way more strategy, I think, is involved in chess than any video game.
I disagree, but I think that anything you can compete strategically to win money would be a sport. Or if you win, like, to achieve a prize. Because, I mean, after every tournament, they get money in Call of Duty or whatever esport. There's your tournaments, there's your seasons. At the end, there's a championship.
With that logic, how about I go to the dentist when I was like 11 or 12 and get a cavity filled, and I get a little thing in the prize drawer for being a good little boy getting my cavity filled. Does that make getting your cavities filled a sport?
You didn't get...
I got a prize.
You didn't actively fill the cavity, though. You were just a recipient.
Of the prize.
Your dentist should get the prize. He did the hard work. You did nothing.
So benched players in the NFL should not get rings if they win the Super Bowl.
They didn't... unless they played a game, no.
Really? Hot take.
They didn't contribute anything. If you're
a
third string fucking linebacker,
you don't think
you don't get a minute of playtime, go fuck yourself.
You don't think they put in some work on the practice field, being either a tackling dummy or just supportive? You don't think that's at all?
No.
If you
didn't contribute anything to the playoffs, at least regular season, fine. Good for you. You played. You got 15 minutes, Terry Crews.
Sam.
He's doing well.
He gonna tackle your ass.
I can stand my ground.
Come out of no. No, you wouldn't. You'd fucking run
Terry Crews
faster than you've ever ran if you saw him charging you.
He's a lover. He won't hit me.
He is a lover, bro. But still, if he ever was mad enough,
they can play regular season. Doesn't matter. Just gets to playoff, and your third string linebacker don't get a single minute. You should not be. That's getting a participation trophy. And you didn't even fucking participate.
But you don't think they've put in work to just even be on the team? I mean, they've had to prove something.
I mean, sure, they're still on the team. But I mean,
just think, the whole lives.
You didn't win that championship.
Their whole lives playing football. All the way from, let's just say like a tot league. All the way through high school to college. Surviving the draft. Getting on the winning team. You don't think all that time is still worth...
Survive the draft to be fucking never get a minute of playtime? Yeah, awesome. Good for you, dude.
Damn. I'd like to
That's basically being a failure.
I'd like to transition into my next point that I just came up with right now. I think esports players have the worst sportsmanship I've ever seen.
They do. It's terrible.
I think it's a super toxic environment.
There was a Counter-Strike tournament this weekend for Europe and North America. It's called the Summit. It happens every year. It's a private event, and you have to qualify for it. And like after every round that like the other team won, they were like shooting their bodies, which is like really like bad manners. Like,
I mean, that's just
like,
a dick move.
you
That's
do that when you're like
poor
really,
etiquette.
You do that when you're really salty at them, and like every round it was like fuck you.
Yeah, man. I mean, I've seen a few games, and I've seen so many people just say like just disrespectful shit. There's so much poor sport mentality, and I think the reason they called it a sport was because what's the dude's name? The rich guy.
There's a lot of those.
Mark Cuban. He realized there's money in it, so he's like, "We'll call it a sport. Here's $1 million."
There was money in it before he came around.
Sure, but I'm just saying, like,
It was way popular before he came in too.
do you think it'll die out?
Esports, no.
Never.
Nope.
Damn.
As long as China and Korea are around,
Yeah.
no.
Do you think the sportsmanship will ever improve?
Yeah, it's because there's a lot more money in it now. They actually get fined and whatnot. So
Well,
like,
it's also like, what if you lose your sponsorship? You know, there's so many things that could go wrong.
yeah, I mean, 2 Smite players were suspended for 3 games because of like they said socially and intolerant stuff.
Yeah.
So there are consequences. They exist.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just it's a super toxic. I mean, like there's like always shit talking on the football field or on the baseball diamond or whatever sport you play in, but it's more like people just trying to goat you. But in like the online community, it's just like, I'm gonna come to your house, I'm gonna fuck your mother, I'm gonna cut your dad's head off. It's like, whoa.
That's only in game, man. Like,
I don't know, man. I've experienced it quite a bit.
what esports event have you gone to?
None. But in playing Smite or Call of Duty and interacting with people online,
That's not.
I think those.
That's not the esport then. That's just playing the game.
I think those traits are part of the community, though, right?
Sure,
So,
but it's not the competitive community.
But it's the same thing with playing football, right? You have to do the TOTS league in high school and college and survive the draft to get to the professionals. For gaming, it's like you hear of gamers kind of pop up out of nowhere.
Not really.
Who are 15, 16, pretty immature people.
I mean, everyone who's playing in the Call of Duty League right now has been 90% of them have been playing since like 2007. But
how old are they?
Our age, they're older. They're almost. Some of them are even almost 30. The oldest player in the league is like 29.
Are they toxic people?
No.
Not a single one?
I mean, when they're in the game, and like we heard fucking these kids get fucking drop shotting like
that's
on accident.
That's different. I understand that.
In the game, they're all raging at each other. They're calling the other team like "fuck these kids." These kids are shit. Like they're terrible. But out of the game, when they're like good games, like everyone's.
That's what I'm saying.
Super cool community.
I get it on the field because you're frustrated. Like when Cam Newton said, "I can't keep my
fucking
fucking cool."
I lost that recording.
Damn, it's all good. But anyway, basically, I get that when it's on the field. But I've seen so many people in like interviews or like just like post game
Just to build hype.
where no man, it's not a UFC fight. It's not a UFC fight. It's a fucking video game.
You've been watching or seeing.
Maybe I'm just seeing the highlighted toxic parts, but
Because so the most toxic game community is League of Legends. It's
why?
I mean, I don't know. I don't play League. I've always wanted to. I've always wanted to get into it. I hate the controls. Sorry.
Stop blowing in my way, you garlicky ass bitch.
I can't.
Damn, tone down the salt.
I didn't even cook my own food today.
Clearly, you got it from a fucking garlic farm.
I got it from Target.
Straight from the fucking factory, boy.
I don't like the controls because it has RTS elements. Like
What's RTS?
Real-time strategy. So like Warcraft.
Gotcha.
Where all you use is your mouse and keyboard, and I don't like that. Like mouse is movement, everything, and then like you have 4 buttons for your abilities, or they call them spells. which is gay.
Which is a gay ability.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know. People just take it way too seriously, I guess. And, well, there's there's only ranked.
Only ranked in League?
Yeah.
So because it's only ranked, it's more toxic?
I guess. I don't know.
There's more on the line? There's more on the virtual line?
Yeah, your virtual ranking. God forbid.
Yeah. That much I don't get either. It's, you played Call of Duty.
Yep. Pretty fucking good at it, too. I'm retired, though.
So if I picked up your controller on your system and I started playing Hardline, which you were ranked what?
Hardpoint. Top 1,000.
Top 1,000 in Hardpoint. That's top 0.01 percentile?
Less than that.
You're like a really...
Out of like 50 million people.
You're the top 1,000.
Yeah.
So you're really good at Hardpoint.
Yep. I'm a team player.
If I picked up your controller and I started playing your Hardpoint and I lost 5 games...
That wouldn't affect me that much.
Okay, but at what point would you care that I affect your ranking?
I didn't play it for rankings.
But if I fucked up your ranking, how would you feel about that?
I would not care, man. Because I could get it back super easy.
Damn.
It's super easy.
You heard him. You heard it here first. Josh Oberzat's coming out of retirement from COD.
No.
He's going to fuck your shit up and cut your dad's throat.
I think... I think
it's all for the views, man. Just remember, it's all for the sport. It's all for the hype.
I think what'll get me out of retirement is the next title. If it's a shit title, fuck it. The series is dead to me. But if it piques my interest, I may get back into it. I don't know.
Do you say the shit title as in Call of Duty's dying?
Yeah. I mean, it's all the same. They keep making... I hate Battle Royales, too. Like Fortnite, PUBG... Warzone. I'll never play Warzone.
I don't hate battle royales, but
there's too much randomness.
It's clearly pandering to something.
100%.
I always like to go by the Steve Jobs model. If Microsoft says my favorite color is blue, Steve Jobs would invent a new fucking color. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's impossible, but okay.
That's my point, though. It's like it's like a visionary approach. You say everyone else is doing this, I want to do something in the complete opposite direction. If everyone was building computers, Apple was like, I'm going to build a tablet. Everyone started doing tablets. And I think they saw that, and then Jobs, I think, was dead at the point, but they were doing that, and they started coasting because you had, like, the CEOs or whatever who aren't used to the environment or the market. And then Samsung came up with the fucking smartwatches. They had the first move on the smartwatches.
I don't know who was first.
I'm just going to go ahead and say Samsung had the first smartwatches. And then Apple copied them. Whereas Apple used to be the ones who said, let's do tablets. Everyone does tablets.
Apple used to be the
Apple used to be the trailblazer.
Vision, yeah.
And now Apple is walking the trail. And I don't like that.
I mean, it happens eventually. You can't always be ahead of the curve with everything.
Well, no, of course. But I think it isn't necessarily a brand thing. I think it's a jobs thing. I think it's a leadership thing. They got a leader who knew the numbers to follow numbers, whereas Jobs and Gates were people who were like, yo, I'm going to be better than you in everything by thinking of things you couldn't imagine. And then guess what? I'm going to put so much time, effort, and money into this that it'll be the best thing, and you're going to have to copy it if you want to survive.
Yeah, I mean, like in the gaming industry, the last thing that was like super impactful that like everyone had to copy was essentially, Fortnite made it popular, but there were other battle royales.
I did it on Crossfire first.
There were other BRs before it.
I mean, even, sorry to keep cutting you off, but didn't Call of Duty have something like Search and Destroy? Isn't that kind of like a battle royale?
Not at all.
I like the Search and Destroy.
Battle royale is essentially you jump out of a plane and scavenge for equipment, and there's 100 people and be the last one standing.
I know Warcraft, I played that version a few times. It's like it starts you off in the middle of nowhere. You have to collect stuff, and like you essentially build your hero as you go.
Yeah, I mean,
which is kind of like a battle royale.
Never heard of it, but I guess it existed on Warcraft in '93.
Well, there's a bunch of different names for it. The one I always played was called Darwinism. It would just start you off as like a crab, and then like as you evolve, you become like the dragon was the most strongest one. So, but you have to like kill enemies and like gather like artifacts to essentially be stronger than everyone.
Yeah, originally, like when I got to PC gaming and console gaming, like what like kind of made it a thing was actually a mod for an existing game called Arma 3. BRs didn't really happen until then. I mean, like, sure, they existed in these other game mods like Darwinism, but like a true like battle royale 1v1 to the 100th 100 players, drop in, scavenge equipment, be the last one standing. It was a mod, and then H1Z1 came around. I was like, we're gonna do this, and then PUBG.
That's the swine flu.
That's H1N1.
That's the zombie. That zombie one then.
Yeah. And then PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds came around and was like, hey, we're gonna do this. It's more realistic. And then
I thought PUBG looked so fucking cool when it came out, dude. Like, I hadn't played video games for a long time at that point, but I saw PUBG and I was like, shit, I might need to get a station. I remember thinking that game was that cool looking.
It's actually a pretty trash game.
Sure, I'm just saying, like, it was one of those things. It was one of those few times where I'm like, ooh, I might have to go spend $500 on shit just because this looks so good.
Yeah.
It looks so much fun.
And then Fortnite came around and dominated the scene.
Yeah. Well, Fortnite, what do you think made Fortnite dominate? Was it that it was free or just better?
It's free, it's colorful, it's cartoony. It was the first one to introduce building. It's actually the only one to introduce building. So people saw this new element and was like, I'm going to perfect this.
Have you seen the videos of people starting like V1 of Fortnite? And it's like, it takes them like 10 minutes to build to the top of the map. And then you see people now, it's like they hook up hotkeys to their keyboard and it's like, and it's like, I'm at the top of the map.
People don't even use hotkeys. They just navigate that fast.
Really?
Yeah. Some of them do. I'm sure some of them run.
The one I saw was like mods. It's like,
I'm sure some people run AHKs.
Yeah.
Auto hotkeys.
Okay.
But I mean, a lot of like the big names, they don't. They just crank it out.
That's amazing. I just remember I remember seeing some video of a guy. He was like, I used to have the world record for the fastest builder in what's it called? Fortnite. I used to hold the world record for being the fastest builder in Fortnite. And then he posted a video of like the new update, and it's like a 9-year-old doing like, and he's at the very top of the map. As long as you have enough equipment, it builds automatically for you. And he's like, this is why the game's dying and this and that. And like, isn't that like almost like the picture perfect example of Juvenoia? I know you didn't remember this last time I brought it up, but it's essentially saying like the generation below us will never be as good as our generation.
Yeah.
So I think it's amazing how fast Juvenoia is spreading, because literally it's every generation hates the one below it because it feels superior to it.
I mean, like, that kid's never going to be good because he's just running a script. Or not even a script, he's just running AHK.
Whatever it is that's making him faster
Doesn't mean he's good.
I know, but whatever it is that he's doing, there's another like, there's a 12-year-old basically being, he's probably not 12. He's like, let's just say 16.
They're all 12.
All right, let's say 12. There's a 12-year-old shitting on a 9-year-old because he doesn't like the patch of this game, and he's like, you'll never be as good as me. Fortnite 1 was the best. It'll never be what it was. It's the whole thing with like, everyone loves Marshall Mathers LP. Everyone loves Jay-Z's The Black Album. Everyone loves Lil Wayne's The Carter, you know? And then as soon as you hit that threshold, it's like, I miss the old Kanye. And it's the whole idea of everyone loves what used to be, not what it's developed into. It's the weirdest phenomenon.
Yeah, I don't know. I've played in total 4 games of Fortnite. First game, immediately dropped, got killed because I couldn't find a gun. Second game, same thing. Third game, made it to top 13.
That's
with,
pretty good.
Without finding a gun.
Pretty good.
Or without finding a single other person. It was me running around, not finding shit by myself.
Did you at least cut down trees?
Yeah, I knocked down some walls and trees, but like, I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do with this shit. I don't know how to build. It's my third game.
AHK.
Fourth game, dropped in, couldn't find shit. Tried to get in a pistol fight with another dude. He had a gun.
Lost.
He killed me. It's BRs are too random. Like, if you drop, especially if you drop in a hot location and you don't find dick, you're fucked. There's no skill involved at that point.
How do you explain the people who are really good at BRs then?
The element of being good comes in after you can get equipment.
So you have to be good at finding equipment.
Yeah, I mean, Fortnite has like dedicated spawns, I believe. I think like certain buildings will always have a chest in them. Sometimes they'll have two. I believe it's like the same in Call of Duty as well.
I was gonna say then too, because you know how to run a map really well. You know spawn points, spawn flips, etc., etc. I can go on, but
I mean, sure, if I took the time to learn Call of Duty, the new one, the Warzone, I mean, like, I'm sure I could do well.
But I'm saying is like it's just something someone thinks is hot the way you thought Call of Duty was hot, and they took the time to learn the game. I'm trying to say, to me, Call of Duty seems relatively random as far as spawn flips and all that. Do you think maybe you just kind of closed off to the idea of battle royales because you don't like them? Because I'm pretty sure if you sat down, you could figure out that it's not as random as you think.
It's pretty random. I mean, I watch a lot of it, and it's pretty random. I mean, this new one, Warzone, is not so much random because if you get enough money, you can buy your custom class, so it doesn't fucking matter at that point. Which I don't like. I don't like how you can get your own custom class. I think it should just be scavenge items, and whatever you get, if you find a legendary weapon that has good attachments, good on you. Use that and you win.
Everything's a mystery box.
Yeah. There should be no element of, I'm going to build the most overpowered guns with the most efficient attachments to have little recoil. And
But couldn't everybody do that then?
Everyone does. That's the point. I mean that's not the point, but like that's what everyone does.
Well, the thing also too we have to consider is that they're gonna add whatever element to the game they think is gonna make people want to play it, because that's how they get the money. So
yeah. Warzone's free. I don't know how they make money actually. I don't know. I mean, Warzone's free in general. There's skins and
well, I
some
mean,
shit.
like,
I don't know how
to have an account, right? So let's just even take it to that. Like when I borrowed your Xbox, it's like you need a Microsoft account. When I tried logging into my own Smite account, and it wouldn't let me because I needed a Microsoft account. I didn't make a Microsoft account because I didn't think it was worth making it.
I changed my name on Smite, by the way, to make us easily
differentiated,
discernible.
I mean, either or.
Yeah.
Wordly. Anyway. So. Fuck.
Point is, I'm an old soul, and I don't like these new game modes because Call of Duty to me is 2 teams, 5v5 or 6v6, whatever. Doesn't matter. One end of the map, other end of the map. Wait 5 seconds for the game to start. Go.
Okay. Well, it's just a preferred game type then.
That's every game type.
Hmm?
That's every game type.
Not every game type.
Every game type, you spawn at the opposite end of the map, and 5 seconds starts, depending on when you load in. Sometimes it's 10 if you're host.
What about tennis?
I'm talking about Call of Duty.
No, you're talking about games.
I'm talking about Call of Duty. That's my game. That's my old soul.
It's your realm.
Yes.
All right. Well.
Load in.
I forgot what I was going to say anyway.
Already have your classes made. Don't got to worry about nothing. Pick one. Kill. What's so hard about that? Nothing. It's super easy. Why are people bad? I don't know. No one has thumbs.
Damn. You know what I was just thinking about?
Huh.
I'm all getting all twacked out on these conspiracies that are entering my head. I got Michelob Ultra in my hand.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, it's a light beer. Do you think they replace Do you think they sat down and they're like, Michelob is definitely the name of the beer, but we don't want to call it Michelob Light?
Ultra.
Do you think they did Ultra the same way they did like Marlboro Lights? It's like cigarettes, but less cigarette, safer for you, and it turns out it's not.
Are there Marlboro Ultras?
No, what I'm saying is light beer has a negative connotation.
Not necessarily.
Last
Not to,
time,
like, fucking Cletus.
sure, but in general, as I've complained about on the podcast before, people will come up to me seeing I'm drinking a Bud Light and be like, "You're drinking shit water. You're drinking canoe water. You're drinking a trash beer."
You said everything except for what you actually said. Because you said piss water.
What'd I say?
Shit water and canoe water.
Oh, piss water? It doesn't matter. Those are actually what two people recently called it to my face.
Nice.
I wasn't trying to, say that, but those are two things that realistically happened within the last month. Anyway, do you think they were like, we don't want to say Michelob Light because then it's just in the Bud Light category. It's just in the Coors Light category.
Well, I mean, it also says on the label, superior light beer.
Yeah, but do you think that's why they did the Ultra instead of Light? Because they want to be like, it's definitely a light beer, but we don't want to have the stigma of light beers.
I mean, you'd have to talk to the marketing people at Anheuser-Busch.
This is an Anheuser-Busch beer?
I said it's made by the same people who make Bud Light.
No shit.
And Budweiser. They're all the same people. They all make the same fucking beer and just packaged a different way.
Milwaukee.
St. Louis.
No, Milwaukee. Do you remember that thing we were talking about a few days ago? And I was like, they're building a comedy club in the place.
Yeah, when we were looking
Milwaukee's the place.
If you guys need a cheap place to live, look in Lexington, Kentucky. You can buy a 4-bedroom. You can rent a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom house for $900 a month.
Can you look at Milwaukee on that site?
Sure.
Because that's the place that they're building the new comedy club that I could move to and have work.
Sure.
So now that that's out of the way, I told you, man.
Tell me what state Milwaukee's in.
I
don't know.
Nebraska?
No.
Iowa?
No. Keep going. Keep going east.
Kansas? Arkansas?
Go north.
Milwaukee.
That's a very good geography question.
If you can, I'll just keep dropping these quizzes. Every time we release a new podcast, the previous quiz is default. If you could tell me the state Milwaukee is in, obviously Ryan, you're excluded. Raul, you're excluded. Oscar, you're excluded. Alexis, you're excluded. If you fuck with me, you're excluded. Also, I guess solo post, but maybe solo post. I'll give you $50 if you drop in the comments the name. Not you, Josh. Obviously, you're excluded. Don't say it.
I know it now.
Don't say it. Show me, too. If you can drop it in the comments, if you're the first one to drop it in the comments, I will give you $50. Nice. Okay. Now I know. And that's pretty cool.
Where is Milwaukee? What state?
Where's Milwaukee? I'll give you $50.
Yeah, I'll look up prices of houses and or apartments over there.
Yeah.
'Cause why not? Just for fun.
Yeah.
I still have that one. Remember when we were looking at apartments in New York?
Jesus.
I still have
the $100,000 one.
I still have
Whatever.
that one we were looking at saved.
The penthouse, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful fucking
It's like
house.
$24,000 a
like,
month.
but it's also like, isn't it the entire floor, or am I tripping? It's like
It's a really big
it's
penthouse.
it's either a really nice one, but we've also seen really nice ones that are like the size of this room for like $20,000.
They're way bigger than this. But
Okay,
yeah.
but I'm saying like there's definitely like $3,000 apartments that are the size of this room.
Yeah.
In New York.
New York is fucking stupid.
Oh my god, man. It's the I was thinking about this the other day too, like when I was finding a place to live in Moore Park. I stopped at this Russian lady's house, and she had a really thick Russian accent, and I could barely understand what she was saying. And I was basically like talking about like I had my own desk, I have my own bed. Can I bring that into the house? And she's like, no, you can leave it in the garage. You don't need it. I have everything you need. This and that.
Dope. I sleep on your bed that someone probably died in.
And basically she was giving me the spiel. She's like, you put it in a storage unit, this and that. And I was like, all right, but like, I really don't want to, but it is super close to campus. Maybe I'll just suck it up. And I asked her for how much, and she was like, I know I said $750 on on Craigslist, but I'm asking $800 now. And I was like, what the fuck? Like,
fuck you.
Are you kidding me? The room was no bigger than this, bro, and it was all wood, so it was creaky, and there was a tiny-ass desk, probably the size, no, even like a half of the size of that chest, and then like a chair and a shitty drop-out.
Dope.
Fucking...
Love it.
Like, what the fuck? I'm definitely... whoever gets that room is definitely paying for their family in Russia's income. Like, that's directly where it's getting sent to. Anyway.
I see everything on fucking Twitter and Instagram. I was on Instagram looking at...
I was going to say, bro, get off your phone.
Looking at stories. That's where I get my news. And so someone was asking this account, and they were like, are you excited for Halloween? And they were like, no. Because... And then the next one was like... Apparently there's a skull-shaped asteroid that is going to fly past the Earth the day after Halloween. Or like a few days after Halloween. Granted, we're not going to be able to see that shit. Who the fuck knows if it looks like a skull besides NASA? That shit's kind of dope, though. But, I mean, like, it really gets you thinking, like, this year is arguably one of the worst ones ever.
I would say, without a doubt, this is one of the worst years ever, dude. Like, literally. It's been 4 months.
Worst shit has happened.
Worst shit has happened, but, I mean, come on, man.
Literally famine and whatnot. We have it made.
That happens.
We have it made.
That's still happening right now, regardless of the pandemic.
The Dust Bowl, the fucking Great Depression.
We're in a depression right now.
We're in a recession. We're in a great recession. Because
we're in a depression right now.
They're too afraid to call it a depression.
We're in a depression right now, and the amount of unemployment is equal. It's equal
to not that bad right now.
It's equal to the record set for the actual Great Depression.
Lit.
So you know what? We're destined for war because that's the only way you get out of this. It's the only way.
Only if it's total war.
It's the only way. The only way this is going to happen is if we do another World War. World War III is afoot. I mean, you don't have a choice. Your ass is getting drafted.
Yeah, unless something happens to Nick and I become the last son. God forbid. Fuck.
Right? It just set in, right? The reality is just like, oh shit, that's apparently a month away after the skull asteroid.
If fucking Alex can survive the military, I can survive the military. Nieto.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I'm just thinking about it.
If he could do it, we could do it.
Look,
if
man.
your dad could do it, we could do it.
Look, man.
Steven.
I'm not saying we couldn't. I'm just saying.
Look, I think it'd be kind of fun.
On a global scale.
Pew pew.
It really seems like.
Commies.
Not to get all conspiracy theory right now, but it really seems like every generation has its own issue, right? And if you go back in time, the history shows there's always war, there's always famine, there's always oppression, there's always great challenges and great barriers to overcome.
Great Barrier Reef.
And
is dead.
To a certain point, you have to start to imagine maybe it's scripted or set up. And I was telling someone this.
History does repeat itself.
I was telling someone this not too long. I think it was just my dad, Steven.
Steven.
Basically, I was like, yo, like, if everything is cyclical, if the housing market is cyclical, if the construction business is cyclical, if everything is cyclical and projectable on paper, and trust me, I've thought a lot about this the last few days. Some people are just so good at math, they don't need calculators, right? Blows my mind.
Yeah.
Some people are so good at math, they can just do insane computation in their head. And those people are fucking astrophysicists and scientists and people who I'm watching.
Teacher did that.
And people who I'm watching on TV right now. Basically, people who make more money than me.
Yes.
A lot more because they're smarter. And that's all there is to it. They're just fucking smarter and they know how the world works. They know what they can do. They know what strings they can pull. They read the fucking tax documents. They understand the loopholes.
They read their terms and conditions before they accept them.
It's just those people who also read, like, if there's an event in a game, I don't read the event coming up in the game. I just play the fucking game. I don't care about the event or special unlocks if you do X, Y, and Z. I'm definitely not one of those people. But there's
Except
people
you're
in this
buying
world.
the Avatar skins in
But there's-
fucking like 6 days.
But there's people in this world who are that good.
Launches on the 12th.
And they
or
have to
17th.
be. Shut up! You're ruining my train of thought. And they have to be that good because they're the ones pulling the strings. And what I'm trying to say is like maybe, just maybe, wars are scheduled, depressions are scheduled, and they're trying to restart the economy. Because when you think about it, like the buildings don't necessarily go away. The skyscrapers are still here. We still have iPhones. The technology still gets boosted. But every now and then they need to fucking cut the knees out from below of the citizens to make them struggle and suffer.
What if the pyramids are leftovers from previous civilization skyscrapers?
I've always thought that, bro. I've never not considered that.
They've just been covered.
I've always considered that. Always.
There's something deeper.
I'm like, yo, maybe it wasn't aliens. Maybe we fucking have done this before.
There's just a lot of sand.
Yeah, I was watching how the universe works today, and it was talking about black holes. Scary as shit. But they were basically saying black holes can essentially evaporate, which is they just start shrinking and shrinking and shrinking and shrinking, and then they're gone. But some of them explode very similarly to a Big Bang.
All started with the Big Bang. That show was terrible.
So I start to imagine, like, yo, what if just everything in the universe was gone and black holes just started sucking up all this shit? And then, like, sure, maybe the Big Bang, there's smaller instances of the Big Bang. So, you know.
Little Bang.
There's Lil Bangs happen all over. Lil Bang, freshest young rapper coming out of Bronx. Yo, check me out on SoundCloud. But basically, if there's a bunch of little bangs, you know, I think that's evidence for a Big Bang, sure. But who's to say that it hasn't started over 2 or 3 times already? Who's to say it hasn't happened 600,000 million times already? There's no
Time is infinite.
There's no measure of it. And it could be the same thing with the pyramids of like, what if we already nuked ourselves 2 to 3 times and fucking gassed the whole planet and life had to start over because it just is the way it works. It's just fucking chemicals and life finding a way every time.
How would you want the world to end? Because
do I have to be alive? Can I die before the world ends? I would love to live my life before the world ends.
I like to think you're experiencing as it's happening. Like they're always, I'm sure you've seen those memes. It's like the Earth getting sucked into a black hole. It's like, what would you do when this is happening?
Fucking nothing.
Like you wouldn't fucking know what's happening.
You wouldn't have
just die in an instant.
You would.
Or like an asteroid is like completely shot the Earth in half. And it's like, what would you do if this happened? It's like, first of all,
if I could choose how the world ends, here's how it would go.
Peacefully in my sleep.
No. It would be a global event that everyone witnesses. It would be everything we've ever asked the question to. Everything from the Big Bang, dinosaurs, every conspiracy theory, do aliens exist, right? It would be one of those things where it's like if we get into a black hole, everything would literally flash. And we would see everything happen to where we'd be like, oh shit, it was the Big Bang. Oh shit.
Like fucking Futurama when they watch the whole history of the universe.
Yes. It'd be like that. It'd be like essentially, you know how they say your life flashes before your eyes? It would be like that, but synchronized.
7 minutes of brain activity when you die.
It'd
what
be
if
like,
you're living in a dream?
It would be like that, but synchronized for the whole world. So everyone would be like fucking like
we're all in a movie theater.
Synergized. Yeah. Everyone would be like synergized around the world watching this unfold as it was and as it will be forever. And then it'll fucking restart. If I got to choose, it's obviously not up to me. But
that's sentimental, but it's also a little boring and low octane.
How would you want it to end?
So we know like the super volcano.
You didn't even miss a beat. So you know super volcanoes?
Yosemite, right? It's waiting to explode.
Yeah.
I want it to explode, have dinosaurs come out, and they're on fire, right? And they stay on fire.
So mine was too gay, but you're going to say flaming dinosaurs are shooting out of the fucking anus of Earth?
Just fucking kill everyone.
Just fucking...
The world...
It's a rain in Tyrannosaurus. It's a rain in Tyrannosaurus.
And the world just breaks in. It just fucking implodes to a million pieces and becomes space dirt.
I want to see it. honestly,
Sure, you'll see the super volcano explode.
that's what I'm saying though. Like
miles away.
I don't know how it will end, but if
a dinosaur land right at your feet.
I don't know how it will end, but when it ends, I want to be able to be like, oh, I saw it, gone. And then whatever happens. But
I would like to experience the heat death of the universe, but
that's what I'm saying. Like I would love to
not
experience
in my lifetime.
I would love to experience it. Like, shit, maybe just the sun explodes. Like, could you imagine being human on Earth because eventually it will happen.
You wouldn't even know it.
That's what I'm saying though. But like, imagine being on Earth when the fucking sun erupts and just. It doesn't even go supernova. It's not even big enough.
It would be really hot.
It implodes.
It'd be really hot for a day.
And we'd be cooked.
The next day, you don't wake up.
You don't wake up.
Yeah. Not even a day. Probably like a few.
You don't know sleep.
A few hours later. It's like, it's really hot right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
And then it's just, yeah.
Then you just fucking die.
But
you don't even know it.
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
you wouldn't feel anything.
Shut the fuck up. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'd want to at least experience it. I want to be one of those onlookers that's just like, oh, well, that happened.
I don't want to feel it.
You want to feel it?
I want to feel it.
That's kind of what I'm saying. I want to unlook it too, but like maybe like from a distance.
I mean, I want to see.
Watch it from the moon.
I want to see the fire dinosaur eat me.
That's a fetish, bro.
As I'm like chomped in half, and
you watching too much hentai.
Crawling. I don't watch hentai. I'm crawling with one hand.
You mean you don't watch enough hentai?
My fucking small intestines hanging out, and I'm watching it eat someone else. I'm like, rad, and then die.
You want it to be equivalent to the Saving Private Ryan scene where the dude picks up his arm and kind of walks around the beach looking for a sewing kit?
Never seen the movie. How
have you never seen that movie?
I'm a film student. I don't watch movies.
Can we watch that movie?
Not today.
I don't care about today or tomorrow. Just can we watch it? Next time I say, hey, we should watch Saving Private Ryan, will you be like...
let's watch Eurovision again.
Will you be like, yeah, okay, sure.
Sure.
Ryan, bookmark it.
At 57 minutes.
All right.
So, we're both from Arizona, yes?
Allegedly.
Confirmed.
Yeah, I am.
Are you familiar with a specific brand of pizza called Peter Piper Pizza?
Sure the fuck am. We've talked about this.
Did you know that Peter Piper Pizza was bought by Chuck E. Cheese's?
I don't want to believe it.
It happened.
I don't want to believe it.
Because I was watching a video that was like, it's actually a pretty cool channel. They went over like why Chuck E. Cheese failed and like why they went bankrupt.
How does Chuck E. Cheese fail and then buy Peter Piper?
They bought Peter Piper before like a while ago.
So they're just like, bitch, I'm taking you with me.
Yeah.
Dude, they fucking Voldemort that shit. They're like, you're coming with me, Harry.
100%.
Fuck that, bro.
They took Peter Piper Pizza down.
Peter Piper ain't deserve that kind of shit.
No. Because like they saw there's the same thing, like just buy the competitor. And
take him down with you, piece of fucking cocksuckers.
Yeah, I'm sure Peter Piper would still be there if they weren't bought by Chuck E. Cheese's.
I hope Peter Piper Pizza reopens because not even to sound like a little bitch, but like those are like my fondest childhood memories. That's how nothing there was in Arizona.
I had numerous.
I loved Peter Piper Pizza. Everyone had their birthdays, bro. That was where it was. It was either that or laser tag.
We just went there and got fucking pizza there.
I only got to go for birthdays and special occasions.
Well, we got pizza there like a few times.
Yeah, man. Those are literally
also, I don't know,
the highlights of me living in Arizona.
My mom will know this one, but fucking Barrow's Pizza.
We had another place.
Barrow's Pizza was the shit, dude. It was so fucking good. Any
of my siblings, if you watch the podcast,
there's a lot of.
I know you don't. Yeah, there's a good chance numerically. Like numerically, there's like a 50% chance you guys watch the podcast.
David watches it. He's not caught up.
He's still early. So David, if you've made it this far, first of all, fucking God bless you. I love you, brother. How's it going? But
hi David, you remember me? Probably not. I'm very forgettable.
Everybody remembers Ryan, and they see you, and they're like, "Oh, that's Ryan," and it's like, "Bro,
yeah, I'll take it."
No, everyone only knows Ryan because he's been around forever, and then anyone they see, they'll see Oscar, be like, "Oh, that's Ryan." Yeah, he's tan. I don't remember being so tan and so fucking Mexican, but you know,
I'm new and forgettable.
But I'm glad he's here. But what the fuck was I saying?
You said everyone who like knows this.
If my
would
siblings
know.
are watching this right now, please drop the name of the place that is like the whole. You guys know the pizza place that we go. That's always a big deal. We took Rachel. Rachel, if you watch these, what's up? You shouldn't be watching
You could
this.
just ask her. Send a text real quick.
Should I send a text real quick? Cause
Do it.
I texted Eric earlier today. Guess what? Didn't respond.
That's fucking Eric.
All
dude.
my fucking family's too cool for me. When did I become the lame one?
Isn't Rachel cool? Aren't you tight
Rachel's
with Rachel?
dope.
So text her right now, and then
I don't have her number.
text Ashley. Be like, yo, what's Rachel's number?
That's fucking weird. I'm just gonna say Ashley. What's the name of the pizza place we always used to go to?
Yeah. So,
But go ahead and go off. Let me hear you.
like, so what was so fun about this pizza place? What was it? It was really fucking good pizza.
For me,
Just good times. Yeah.
dude, it was just the games. Like being a kid and like being able to run around somewhere in Arizona that's air conditioned, and
Literally everywhere.
even if you, not my house, even if you had like no more coins for games, there's still like a jungle gym. So like,
So it was like a Peter Piper or a Chuck E. Cheese.
oh, you talking about this place?
Yeah, the place.
No,
the place
he's-
you're talking
No,
about.
this place isn't special at all. This is just my mom would take us there all the time.
But they had like a jungle gym and arcade.
Nope,
Oh.
this is New York style ass pizza.
Oh, I'm talking about the place.
It was
you're
right next to
talking
the
about.
batting cages. We used to go to the batting cages quite a bit.
Casey at the bat.
I don't know the names of this shit, bro. I just remember Eric and I hit the camera one time, and that was great because you know how they have the camera set up.
Yeah.
Eric went, and then he hit the camera, and then I went, and then I hit the camera.
Nice.
Like back to back, not obviously ball for ball, but like his round, my round, we each hit the camera, and they're like, "All right, guys. I mean, can you guys take 5 because you're gonna break more equipment, and like that's not cool." And then like they were like, "Okay, well, like here's a free soda. Sorry, we kicked you out." It's like,
nice.
yeah,
Profit.
basically.
Yeah, Arizona had some good shit. Like, I mean, there's nothing to fucking do.
What's your favorite place? What's your favorite thing about Arizona? What was your favorite place
Water
of
parks.
Arizona? Elaborate.
There's 3 of them: Big Surf, Sunsplash, and something else. I don't remember the third one because I've only been to the other 2. I want to say it's fucking cliche as shit, but Waterworld is probably it. But like,
You ever been to Castles and Coasters? I know that shit rings a bell.
that's their version.
I know
of
that
fucking
shit ring-
golf and stuff.
I
yeah?
know that shit rings a bell. Yeah.
That's golf and stuff.
Castles
yeah.
and Coasters.
Castles and
I went there like
Coasters.
twice, and that was
Yeah.
my shit.
I've been to Castles and Coasters.
That was my shit, dude.
Hearing that just unlocks just
Doesn't
a-
it?
a
It's like
nugget.
fucking. What the fuck?
Because it's always been golf and stuff. And
Well, growing up, yeah, I remember I
I've
had
literally never heard anyone say Castles and Coasters out here ever.
because ain't nobody else from Arizona, boy. That's how
'Cause-
you know it's real.
Because it doesn't.
That's how you know it's real.
Because it doesn't exist.
That's how you know it's real.
Yeah, I mean, ideally, I'm going back in fucking 2 weeks. I looked at my schedule online and I didn't get one of the days off in the middle. I got one in the end. I was like, okay, well,
Sorry, guys.
may or may not be here. Who knows? I just got back, but fuck you.
Well, that's the thing too. Is like you just gotta stick to your guns.
It's
Like,
a request off, so like you may or may not get it off, and I understand that, but
but here's the thing. It's like if my whole family's going.
well, it's just me and Dad.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just my father going.
Going on a fishing trip.
Dude, I want to go fishing. Dude, I passed a fishing rod at work today, and I was like, let's go fishing with the boys.
That'd be sick.
Like, I love fishing.
Do you really?
Yeah, I love fishing, dude. Fishing's so much fun.
I mean,
I know how to clean a fish. Ugh, I'm excited.
do you know how to clean a fish?
I know how to clean a fish.
I think I'm starting to learn. Like, I do love shit like cooking and barbecuing, but only if it's like fun, right? So like not Father's Day, but the week after, we went up and I was cooking breakfast for everyone, and everyone's like, "You're doing it wrong. Cook like this. Cook like that." I'm like, "Bro, like,
Let me do me.
you're taking the fun out of it. Like, you're really just taking the fun out of like making eggs. If I really fuck up these eggs that bad, I'm sorry.
Don't eat them.
Don't eat them.
More for me.
Yeah, exactly. But like, and that's the weird thing. Like, I came out of that, and it was like, yo, if people tell me one more time how to cook something that I'm going to eat, I'm going to shoot up a school. Like, it's just the most frustrating thing. Obviously, I'm not going to do that. But
Dang it.
It's like, it's just the most frustrating thing when someone's telling you like how to do something. And it's like, what?
Don't worry about it. It's really bad.
Sometimes I think bad things. Sometimes I think really bad things.
A lot of times I think bad things.
You tell me off camera. Write it down. Don't forget.
Sandy Hook V2. Just like, what if a school that already got shot up just got it again? I
don't know, man. That's kind of weird, right? Like, you'd figure it would happen again.
So terrible.
You'd almost think it would happen again, because there's got to be more than one person who wants to shoot up the school.
All those kids may not go through it, but the fucking teachers that are still there, it's like, oh shit, here we go again.
Oh shit, here we go again.
Did she text you back with the?
She said, "I'm not sure."
Tell her to ask around.
Am I forgetting your conversation? LOL. No.
Live on podcast right now.
It's the place you wanted Eric and I to go to send Dad pics. If not, it's cool. But basically, there's this place that my mom would always take us, and we're like, oh, it's really good pizza. And then like anytime my dad would go, he's like, we need to hit this pizza place. And then when I went there to Ashley, she's like, let's go to this place and send Dad pics, because it'll like be rubbing in his face or whatever.
Nice.
And I was like, I remember going to this place like twice after the batting cages, and that's it. It was with Mom, not Dad. So like, why would we even like pretend? Like, let's go to like Buffalo Wild Wings or something we like will enjoy. And she was like, oh yeah, fuck that place. And it was like this weird like bonding moment with like Eric and Ashley. It's like, yo, I don't know what lies you've been fed, but this place isn't special. Like, we've been there twice. Yeah. Just talking about it. We'll see if she gets back to me. And that's the thing. Like, that's how unimportant this place was, to where it's like she would either know, or Eric probably knows, or Dad or Jenna probably knows. But like, those realistically are the busiest people, and they're not gonna watch this fucking podcast, so it doesn't matter.
No, we had the same thing. Where it was like a Mexican restaurant that we always used to go to. And then
Lalo's?
Like, no, it was called La Paria Suiza. My pronunciation is terrible because it's supposed to be the Paria Suiza. It was just this Mexican restaurant we used to go to by the Paradise Valley Mall, and I went.
That mall just got shut up too.
That was the Glendale Mall.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Well, that's where I bought the Spider-Man game.
And PV? At the PV Mall?
Whatever one got shut up, I know for sure.
Glendale.
My sister used to live right next to it when she was like 18, and we'd go and visit, and basically fucking we'd walk to the mall. I bought some video games, and 10 years later it got shot up.
Nice. Yeah, we used to go to this restaurant like all the time, and like we were there so often, like they kind of just knew, like we were the regulars.
Mm-hmm.
And I always got the same thing. I got a bean and cheese burrito that was yay big, and my
the size of your thighs.
Fucking 8-year-old self would eat the whole thing. And this nice little Mexican man would order it for me and be like, bean and cheese burrito? He's like, bean and cheese burro. And I'm like, sweet.
Is that how you're supposed to pronounce it? No, good to know.
Well, yeah, I went back like a few years ago, like 5 years ago, and the place was shut down. Like, they closed. I'm like, oh no. Islands instead? Yeah.
It'd be like that, though.
Past the old Outback my dad used to work at. Took a picture. They remodeled it.
It'd be like that, man. If you don't got it, you're not going to survive the business.
It was super cheap, too.
You're against all these major heavy hitters.
All the chains.
The corporations.
If you ever get the chance to go to a fast food chicken restaurant called Raising Cane's, I recommend it. It's really fucking good.
When we go to Arizona, I'll try it out. But everybody knows it's with Churches. Everybody knows it's at Churches.
Raising Cane's, fuck the coleslaw, get another side of Texas toast. Dope. Their sauce is amazing.
I know that, but I know everyone knows Church's Chicken's the way it goes.
Never had
fuck
Church's.
KFC, fuck Popeyes.
I feel like Church's
Chicken.
Church's is like super. I always associate it with really poor people.
That's right.
So
goddamn right you do. Damn proud of it. Church's chicken.
And always attached to a Pizza Hut. Am I wrong?
The accuracy of that statement is damning. It's god damning. Oh man, that's good. It's like,
And it's always attached to a Pizza Hut.
oh man.
It's because they're owned by the same brand.
Is it?
Probably.
It's like when you go to Carl's Jr. and it's
KFC
also
and Taco
a green
Bell.
burrito. Have you never seen a green burrito?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're always in a Carl's
I said
Jr.
KFC and I didn't hear you say. I didn't hear you say
That's
Carl's.
so Raven it. You're like,
I said KFC. I didn't hear you say Carl's Jr. So I said KFC and green burrito. I was like, what the fuck?
what a fucking clusterfuck, dude.
But yeah, that's KFC's and Taco Bell's. And Taco Bell's and Pizza Hut's. They're all owned by the same
What?
parent. Yeah, you ever go to like a drive-through Taco Bell and they have a Pizza Hut with it?
Yeah, but damn, I never knew that. I thought it was just like...
They're owned by Yum. Yum Brands.
I never knew that.
Does she remember?
Yeah. That's fucking underwhelming. It's called Lucky's Pizza.
Nice.
The fucking name anyone could have guessed an Italian pizza place would be called is fucking Lucky's Pizza.
At least she remembers. Props to her. Thanks, Ash.
I was gonna say, that sounds right. Haha, thank you. Fucking. It's like when you're robbing a convenience store and you're like, I'm gonna take a Snickers bar too. It's like, thanks for the money, bye.
You could have anything you want.
That's what that interaction felt like with my sister.
5.
I just.
Not my cat. 4.
Not my cat.
3.
That's what that interaction felt like with my sister. What's the name of the pizza place? I don't remember. What's the name of the pizza place? Lucky's? That sounds about right. Can I have the Snickers?
Yeah, if you just leave.
Yeah, just go. I don't want... I feel gross. Leave.
That's a scheduled family time. No, now you don't have to talk to them for another 7 months.
That was within the month that I saw them. So yeah, that rolls over to like probably just a year.
Christmas.
Yeah. Christmas is going to be whack. It's going to be like...
Well, your dad probably wants to host it always.
Well, I think we're going to do... It was funny, too, because I brought it up last time we kicked it.
Always get snowed in.
Last time we went there for Father's Day, I talked to Eric and Jasmine about it, and I was like, yo, I'm really stoked on this new Christmas approach. And they're both like, huh? I'm like, remember last Christmas we talked about doing it at your place, and we would fucking do like a Secret Santa kind of thing? I don't remember that. Well, can we do that?
No.
I don't know. We'll see.
Thanks.
I just like going up to dad's. All right. Dope. Anyway.
You can send the gifts in the mail.
Yeah, right. USPS will get there faster than I can, so.
5 to 7 business days. Not even guaranteed.
Nothing's guaranteed with USPS.
Shit, if it gets lost, I don't know. I sent it. It's in the mail. I have it right here. I'm going to return it, get the money back. It's in the mail. I don't know.
If any of my siblings I grew up with are hearing this podcast, they would cringe at that. Our grandparents used to send us money, and our mom would take it and be like, it got lost in the mail.
That's shitty. Well, like, your childhood was pretty shit, so.
Yeah, it is.
So,
Well, it was.
You don't need to use your shirt. Just use your fist.
Hurts my hands.
Oh, poor baby.
Look, man. When you're fucking with Michelob Ultra, you don't take any chances. If I was fucking with Michelob Light, that went from
Irish
British
now?
to Irish real quick.
It wasn't even British. You just
I tried doing
put
British.
it in this box. You're just fucking making a mess. Put it in this box.
I'm still gonna have to shoot it over there either way.
Well, I'd rather you not make a mess over there.
All right. Well, you clearly don't care about this mess or this mess or that mess.
First of all,
or this mess.
That mess is you. There's nothing over there.
Or that mess. How the fuck did it get on the ceiling?
Can't relate. I splurged too hard.
Damn. Anyway.
What else you got?
Oh, fucking now we're just going to not segue? I was trying to segue with the conspiracy theories thing.
Yeah, when we talked about Peter Piper Pizza and went on Arizona
Peter Piper King a ding
Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. I still got it.
I got more conspiracy theories I was trying to segue into, and then we got fucking derailed.
Yeah, Peter Piper. Peter Piper picked
Do you
a
have
pack of
anything
pickled peppers.
else you want to talk about?
I'm out of notes.
Damn.
I covered all my bases.
Damn.
It's a Monday show.
I don't know, man. I'm having fun on this one.
I know. We're always having fun. The Wednesday ones do better for some reason.
Yo, if this is how much fun I'm having right now, Wednesday is gonna be lit.
Assuming we have notes and we're prepared.
No, I'm spending all my notes right now.
Well, think real hard on Tuesday.
Okay, so I'm a huge fan of conspiracy theories, and I think it kind of stems from the fact that I love philosophy. I love to take something simple and make it super complex and break it down. And I've been toying with two thoughts that are loony, to say the least, but fun brain teasers. It's about social media and social justice warriors. And basically, I was thinking about like government mind control and how social media and social justice warriors could be the new mind control, the new LSD, if you will. And basically, it's going to be, you're going to have someone who is on social media reading posts, memes, or Reddit, or wherever they get their information, and they see an example set online, not experienced to it in the real world, or experienced to it in the real world and changing their behavior because of it. A perfect example is how we cook charcoal on a grill now. But the example I want to use is I saw a meme that said how men wash their bodies in the shower. And it said the red zones, the pits, crotch, and then face was like all the men wash. And then like a blue zone was like water will get it, and then a white zone was like water will get it. Like don't even scrub it.
Who knows?
Yeah, basically that. And I was saying like, how many people do you think see that and then start to be like, oh well, like I'm a dude, I don't need to scrub my shins in the shower now. It doesn't matter. That's how men shower.
I do
too, because if I don't, my legs itch at night. I don't know any way around that. It's important to brush your teeth and shower. It's something I learned in my 20s. I want to pass it on to me in the past. I don't know what to say.
That's what you want to tell your little
brush
self.
your teeth and shower and scrub your legs. If you do that, you will live a happier life.
Nice.
Basically, I was like, how many people do that and they do it that way because they saw the post or they saw a meme or whatever it was. And then I thought about like social justice warriors. Is it people who are like doing it because they think it's right and just, or is it people who are like the same people starting the riots, like breaking the windows? All it takes is a little bit of chaos to uproot like a fucking riot, you know? And basically it's like, are they doing it because they want everyone to be socially justified and equal, or is it going to be like a we want to tame you to like not say things that are insensitive? So for instance, when you brought up something about the trans person doing the 23andMe thing,
yeah,
if that was there because they want people to not say trans or whatever kind of terminology they want to be used, are they doing it because they want people to kind of like censor themselves and you know, kind of walk on eggshells all the time and not say how they really feel because they don't want anyone to be upset or hurt anyone's feelings? And what stemmed from that was freedom of speech and censorship.
You'll
Fuck.
You'll get it eventually, man. Censorship.
They're like, let's censor Alec with a brain clot right now. Boop. Anyway, here he goes.
Put on your tinfoil hat. Block the 5G.
Here it comes, man. And then basically I was thinking like, yo, social media is crazy because like anyone can access it and talk about conspiracy theories the way I'm talking about a conspiracy theory right now. And this is where it becomes a shit show. Basically, it's like, how do you fight freedom of speech? If a government wanted to suppress freedom of speech without actually censoring you, how would they do that? And I figured it would be through social media. And it's the same principle that an economy basically operates on. is you saturate the market, and then only the strong survive. So basically, with that model, you'd give everyone social media, 1 billion people, Facebook, Instagram, whatever it may be. You let them say their crazy ideas, and you let me say my fucking conspiracy theories on two dudes drinking beer.
Woo!
And everyone's throwing their conspiracy theories. Everyone's throwing their shit at the wall. And what it does is it oversaturates the market, per se, of freedom of speech and opinions and thoughts and ideas. And it just makes it a wash because it's a supply and demand issue, because there's so much being said that nobody wants to hear it. Whereas Martin Luther's 95 Thesis was posted on the church walls, fucked up a whole nation, one person saying that. So what they did was they're like, let's give everyone the potential to be Martin Luther, post their 95 Thesis online, and just fucking change people's minds and influence however they feel. And eventually it just causes so much to where everyone's words become useless, because the market value is there's a surplus of ideas and voices to where they become devalued. And that's how the government fights, the U.S. government in this case would fight censorship and freedom of speech without having to actually censor us and actually police our speech, because we essentially use social justice warriors to do it, and everyone does it, so it's so devalued that... Take, for instance, our video we made on the Sandy Hook shooting.
Shouts out if you know that video from CGMP.
Everyone who I knew who saw that video thought it was funny.
It's fucking hilarious. It's our best goddamn video we've ever made.
It's a really good video in a lot of aspects. I understand how people can be offended, but...
It's 100% satirical.
But it's 100% satirical. And... no one called us, whereas if Jake Paul made that video or Logan Paul made that video, they would be fucking
canceled.
Reamed. Yeah, or canceled. It's just the fact of like the people who had the voices ended up being Jake Paul, Jenna Marbles, the list goes on, whoever your favorite fucking YouTuber is.
So the influencer.
Exactly, the influencer. So that's just a conspiracy theory. I literally had it in the shower. I thought it was kind of fun to think about, because I was thinking about, like, if we were at war with our own government, I was like, the first thing they need to take away is our freedom of speech, and they need to be able to censor us somehow. But the best weapon is the weapon you don't recognize. And it's like, if you really wanted to disarm someone's freedom of speech, it's like Yelp. No one's going to destroy McDonald's with a Yelp review.
But I hear they take that shit pretty serious. Yo, if you ever want free shit, just complain on a Yelp review. 9 times
Ryan
out of 10.
keeps getting calls from managers, bro. Here's the fun fact. Ryan's told me on 2 instances that he's left bad reviews for a place, and the manager called him.
I want to follow up, make sure,
and was like,
I want to get you back.
They were like, hey, I think it's really... Well, this is Ryan's story, so I might be botching it, but ask him if you want the full story. But basically, he leaves a bad review saying he got bad service and the wrong... they put pickles on his Subway sandwich or whatever, and he didn't want pickles. And they're like, hey, I'm just calling because I think it's unfair that you put a 1-star review for us, and all we did was put pickles on your sandwich. And Ryan's like, fuck you. Why are you calling me? And I think that's a really appropriate response, because you fucking are just someone at Subway calling me over a bad review.
Give me free shit, I'll come back and I'll give you a 3-star.
But like, how much of an invasion of privacy is that? To where someone at Subway or McDonald's or whatever restaurant he was at, I don't recall, but they got his fucking information.
It's all there on your fucking account.
Sure, but I would be bothered, bro, if fucking Shure was like, hey, how's that microphone sounding? And I was like, yo, I don't like it. And I'm going to get into I actually just remembered another thing. But if they called me and they're like, hey, how's it sounding? I'd be like, what the fuck? Like,
well, when that dude
there's a right way to do this.
When that dude from Sweetwater called me, I was completely just like, why the fuck? Like, yeah, I placed this order. Like, does it matter Why are you calling me?
Yeah. But yeah, he was not needed in that exchange, right?
No.
Another thing, I wanted to talk about being canceled. Because before I came here today, I paused. I was wearing my Copper Blue shirt. So I was thinking, I've already worn my Copper Blue shirt. Should I change it up? And then I was also starting to think, like when we worked at McDonald's, and I think it was Alex Nieto who was told to delete something off their social media because he did like a middle finger.
There was 4 of us.
Tell me that story real quick.
I was in it. I didn't get anything bad happen to me. It was Angel, Alex, I want to say Danny, and myself. We were all sitting at one of the 2 tables outside, and we're all like, you know what? Let's just take a picture. You know, fuck it. We're the boys. And we're all flipping off the camera. And then I think it was fucking Yanira.
Of course it fucking is.
She followed everyone on Instagram and was like, hey.
She was like 35 and she looked 19.
Yeah.
I was blown away.
It's crazy.
She aged really well.
But it was just like, hey, these people posted this shit. Like, here, like, hey, Luis, you see this? Talk to everyone. Everyone got in trouble except for me.
You were white.
Yeah, I'm okay. But it was like, yeah, don't represent our brand with this kind of imagery. Take it down, delete it.
Yeah. Meanwhile, there's people making nooses out of fucking dough at Jimmy John's or Jersey Mike's right now.
Really?
Yeah. Did you see that?
No.
Yeah. Four white people in, I think, Georgia made like a noose out of the dough from the bread. And they like pretended to hang somebody amidst like the shit going on.
Did they bake it at least?
No.
Well,
it was raw dough.
That's boring.
And someone put it around his neck and they like were pretending to hang him. And they're like, yo, that's super fucking insensitive. And they fired all of them on the spot.
Well, that's a bit different.
But basically I was thinking about like, I'm wearing this shirt today. And I chose to not wear my Copper Blue shirt today. And I was like, why?
Because that's how you represent the company.
Yeah, exactly. But I was also thinking of like how grateful I am to work for a company that puts on people who do stand-up comedy. And everyone I've talked to, they're like, yo, we will never ask you to like say or not say anything. Because
your views are your own.
Yeah, exactly. And they realize that.
You're not a spokesperson for the company.
They exactly realize that too. They're like, even though we're paying you, people don't see it as like, hey, we believe these things. It's like the comedian or the artist, you know? So that's where it got kind of weird because like I was like, yo, if I wore that shirt and let's just say I said something completely insensitive and they were like, we need to fire you. I don't think that would happen, but if they were like, we need to fire you, like, I was like, what would it take to get fired from that? But at the same time, I could sit on this podcast, say something equally as insensitive, and wear an Arizona Cardinals jersey. And Arizona Cardinals wouldn't be like, hey, you can't be a fan anymore.
Yeah, no, it's the line where the line is drawn is it's kind of ambiguous.
It's ran by the social justice warriors, man.
SJW is definitely like a more negative term. It's like calling someone a white knight. Like, no one's really just like an SJW. Like, they just... You call someone a social justice warrior when they're like actively being like, hey guys, this isn't pretty cool. You probably shouldn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, fuck you, SJW, piece of shit. Get out of here.
Fuck. I love how you got a little country on that.
It's like,
fuck you, you SJW,
like
piece of shit.
It's like when you see someone simping. It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Don't fucking simp, dog.
It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Rule 1 of being a simp is don't be a fucking simp.
Yeah, like, do that shit in private. Just don't let anyone see you do it, man. Then you don't get called out on it.
I think we got a simp alert.
Have I done
simp
it?
Alert.
No.
I've never seen it, but that was pretty simpy.
Can't confirm it.
That was pretty fucking simpy.
Everyone's done something simpy.
10 out of 10 can confirm, but...
So everyone's a simp.
You are an active simp.
Not active. Simp. I don't give any money to women.
I like whamming. I love that meme since it's been a thing. Whamming, 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 whamming.
I am delivered.
I am delivered. Love that meme.
I'm not gay no more.
I love the way, because he goes, I'm not gay no mores. Pluralizes mores. I'm officially out of bullet points. Where are we at time-wise?
Hour 30.
That's pretty hefty.
Fuck it, it's a Monday show. Who cares?
Fuck it, it's a Monday show. So yeah, please leave comments.
Thank you guys for being here.
I will be giving you $50 if you can name the state of which
Milwaukee
is.
They have a baseball team. The Brewers.
Brewer. That's so perfect too, because Milwaukee's known for brewing beer.
Yeah, the fucking dude who played on the Brewers went to our high school.
Yeah, I think I said that right.
His brother's a piece of shit.
We've had 2 people make it big from baseball in my year alone, and each time my dad calls me being like, hey, do you know this guy? He went to your school and graduated the same year as you. And I was like, Dad, no, I don't know that guy. And why the fuck would you know that guy? Why would you know that he graduated my school? He's like, well, he just got signed to the fucking whatever team and makes $1 million. I'm like, why do you know that? Why do you care?
Yeah, someone on the Rams went to our high school too.
Yep. I mean, there's we've had people on the Raiders too, and etc. But
we're pretty top like high school.
We were, not anymore. Not since we left.
Well, they're still pretty.
We're gonna make this school known for fucking podcasts, and
fucking.
I guess alcoholism and kidney failure.
5 years, sure.
Maybe, who knows?
School won't even exist back then.
Yeah, right.
So
The sun's gonna blow up by then.
Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening.
Please like, share, subscribe, click the bell for notifications.
Thank you guys
if you want more.
Consuming this content.
Thanks for drinking a beer. We should close it out like that. Thanks for drinking a beer with us.
Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio. There's like 4 other ones I just signed up for that they're already out. I don't know what they're called because I've literally never heard of them before. But they're there. Literally anywhere you can find a podcast, you'll find this podcast. Follow the pages, the Facebook page.
I haven't eaten in 7 hours, and I'm 3 or 4 beers in.
The last time I ate was at like 3:30.
Oh, I can't wait to eat.
It's 9:23.
Oh, let's go eat.
Working on it. Thank you guys again. Comment, like, subscribe, share it with a friend. I said that at the beginning this time. Yeah, it's 2 dudes drinking beer.
2 dudes drinking beer. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Bye.